fear, the fear of road bridges. And today, I'll be conquering my fears no matter if it costs my sanity. This place is called the Stairway to Heaven in Austria. It is considered to be one of the scariest climbs in the world. Main reason being this vast abyss of 609 meters of free falling that's right under this shaky rope bridge. I traveled over 4,000 kilometers in 6 countries just to do this.
What the fuck is this? It's gonna be a long ass day.
Woo! Here we go.
Fear, everyone's biggest enemy. A basic emotion, but one that's been haunting mankind since the beginning of time.
Spiders can be scary to some, others are snake haters. Injections too, some people don't want to be pierced by random needles. Also heights. Oh, don't even get me started with heights. Point here is people are different, yet fear feels the same for all of us. Enhancing our senses and quickening our heartbeats. Telling our body,
This is bad. Run.
And that's what we do most of the time. Run.
what if we stayed and faced it?
Fear is just an invisible barrier holding us back, not allowing us to see the true beauty of what lays beyond.
Embrace it, understand it, and conquer it, for only then can one truly break free from its relentless hold.
Yo, would you look at that? Look at how steep this is, man.
Oh yeah? You think that's steep? Let me show you something, come over here. So, the place I'll be going to face my fear is this ladder.
This is not you facing your fear. This is straight up suicide. What? You know what? Screw this. Come here.
Whoa, whoa!
Okay, so what's up with the rope bridges? Why so specific? Why don't you just call it fear of heights like normal people do?
Well, the thing is, I've jumped off a plane before, so I'm not really afraid of heights themselves. It's more like not having control over the situation, and that's where rope bridges come in. They're unstable, you don't have control, and you can fall any moment if you slip.
And how exactly did you develop that fear?
It takes me a while back, like 5 years ago back, when I decided that it was time to visit the base camp of Everest. I had to trek for over 200 kilometers in the Himalaya mountains with barely any oxygen. Okay, let's slow down things a little bit. Let's say you're at sea level. You have about 100% of the oxygen available to you. You go up to about 5,000 meters, where I was, and you have 50% of that oxygen. Okay, let's get back on track here. The big problem comes when we talk about the little things called bridges over ravines. The first time I saw that big bridge, I said, that's fine, that's no big deal. Look at the people, they're without any equipment. It shouldn't be that difficult, right? Well, I got to the bridge, I saw the tens of people on it. There were even mules, by the way, and I decided, let's go. What can be so bad about it? The moment I reached the middle of that bridge, I could feel a little bit of wind, and it started shaking, and I started feeling a little bit uncomfortable on it. And then I made the biggest mistake. I looked down, and I saw over 300 meters of a drop. I was just grabbing onto that little rope and I was moving on, trying to get to the end. I didn't want to go through anything like this ever again, but I had to go through another 5 of those bridges. And that is the story of how I discovered my biggest fear. Are we done here? Excuse me?
What? Hello? Mister?
What?
Time to go to Austria. After packing the night before, we were ready to leave early. And I mean early, like before sunrise kind of early. I wanted to drive for as long as I possibly could because the bare thought of going through that bridge was driving me crazy. So, the road was the only thing to take my focus away. Oh, would you look at that? Bulgaria and Serbia were a piece of cake. Schengen countries, here we come. Or at least, that's what I thought. The border was utter chaos. Angry people, 2 or 3 crashes next to our car, 5 hours of dull waiting. And the very next day, I was supposed to climb for 5 hours.
I finally got out of that hellhole. I've been so frustrated. I've never been so frustrated in my life before. Since we're now in the Schengen countries, finally there's no borders, so it's all gonna be alright. Except for the fear that's still in me. Every time I think of that bridge, I'm just like paralyzed.
I thought it was over, and now the only problem left was the ladder. But oh boy, was I wrong. Yup, that's a highway. A place where you can drive with 120. Also, yes, that's me driving with 30 or 40 because of that tiny bit of rain I stumbled upon. At this point, I was thinking to myself, hold on. We might not even get there on time. Some might say, good for you, just don't go. But this time, I wanted to go. I had to face my fear. We pushed through, somehow. And yes, I know the sunniest of times come after the heaviest of rains. That was the case now, too.
Right, I got calmer as I got out of that border control thing. But then I was like, this is going to be the calm before the storm that's going to be tomorrow. Well, it turns out I was wrong. It was the calm before the storm, before the storm, before the storm.
Not much left, just a bit where we sleep in the car after 20 hours of driving, no soft bed, and the next day I had to face my biggest fear. Yep, no biggie.
The funny is beginning. We're going over there.
Oh, did I forget to mention, to go through the ladder and face my fears, I had to first reach the ladder. There were 3.5 hours of so-called easy climbing just to get a chance. Waiting a long time for what felt like an entire highway of people to pass, standing on a vertical rock for tens of minutes, feeling the rays of the sun slowly burning my skin, absolute physical strain, that is what I had to go through for the first 3.5 hours.
I'm tired. Okay, how the fuck do I do this? I'm just hanging out. Just relaxed. That's probably one of the craziest things I've done in my entire life. And it's still not the craziest part. Holy shit. I can see where I'm supposed to go. You guys play only up, I do it in real life.
I know what you may be thinking right now. This sounds like a miserable experience. On the contrary, it was super fun. I met tons of interesting people passing the vibe check along the way, and they lightened up my mood drastically.
I decided to take a wee break at the mini boss.
So far, so good. Piece of cake. No ladder yet, so I felt more powerful than ever. The view was somehow taking my fear away, and I wanted to sit down and enjoy it. But little did I know, fate had something stressful in store for me.
Guys, my mom just dropped the little thing that's on my wrist that holds the GoPro for when I'm passing the most important moment. And now I have no idea what we're gonna do. Look at this. Now she's looking for it, but I have no idea how she's gonna find it in this vast nothingness. I find. She did find it! What? I was starting to get so depressed because like we're here just for that specific moment. Oh my God. I've waited every single person to pass on that bridge, and I'm the only one left. Me and my mother. I guess it's time to face my fears. Ah! Woo! I don't fear. I am not afraid. I am better than this. I am stronger than this. Today, my fears are gone. Today, I evolve. Best version of the person I am. The person I'm supposed to be! Woo! I think that was the hardest bit, and I think I did it. Now it's just the last push to the peak.
Fear-faced. So,
What's the main takeaway from this?
My fear never went away, but I realized that pushing beyond your limits unlocks potential you never thought you had. I also started caring a lot more about the people and things I took for granted in life. After I experienced this extreme fear, a lot of other emotions followed. Love, peace, gratefulness. I even cried a little, not because I was afraid, but because I was so overwhelmed by positive emotions that I just couldn't hold them in. In the end, fear is not a mark of weakness, but a testament to being human. A universal emotion that connects us all, a barrier that once crossed uncovers the superhuman hidden within.